with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I'm running another experiment now. I was in the supplement store the other day and I was having a chat with this guy. I fucking had a chat to him for like an hour, and we ended up talking about peptides. And I'd heard about this peptide, BPC-157. Apparently it's good for healing. And he said to me, we're getting that in next week. I don't even know if it's legal or not. And I said, I'll look into it and I'll come back next week and I'll probably get some. And I didn't end up looking into it. But what I need it for, apparently it heals ligaments and tendons and shit like that. And my finger, my right ring finger, this has fucking been months and months now. It's almost back to normal, but it's just not getting over the line. It's still just a bit fucked. And I need to do something about it because how long's it been? I injured my finger maybe 4 or 5 months ago and it still hasn't come right. Although I had been just re-injuring it constantly at work when I was actually doing work. But I haven't done work in like 6 weeks and it's almost back to normal, but it's probably about 10-15% off, and it's like a ligament tendon thing going on. I've got no lateral movement in it, so even if I was to go back to jiu-jitsu, I know it's going to fucking re-injure. So I want to get it perfect before I go back to jits, which I want to go back to in like the next week. And I decided I would take some experimental fucking peptides to get me over the top. BPC-157. I looked it up, or I sort of looked it up. I watched a couple of YouTube shorts by a couple of guys, Andrew Huberman, neuroscientist and the king of slaying puss, and that's really it. I saw him say for 30 seconds they really do help with healing, so I was like, I'm sold. So I went in today to pick it up and the dude went out the back. I can't tell if they're illegal or not. I don't know if they're illegal. I know if I was to get drug tested, if I was an athlete and I was taking these and I got tested, I wouldn't pass the test. So whether that means they're illegal or not, he doesn't have them on the front counter. Let's put it that way. He had to go out the back. And so it was $130 for a month of pills. And the pills aren't even meant to work as good as the injections. You're meant to have the injections. So what I should be doing is just injecting it straight into my finger. But that's a bridge too far for me. Like, I'm not that keen. Next thing I know, I'll be on steroids, then heroin. Once you get comfortable with needles, like, what's stopping you? The only thing stopping you from injecting heroin is because you don't want to fucking put the needle in your arm. Unless you're snorting heroin, then eventually you probably will put it in your arm. But you know what I mean? Like, it's a psychological thing. Do you want to be jamming needles into yourself for some experiment? So I didn't get the injections. I got the oral tablets. And you take one in the morning and one at night. And they're meant to be pretty good. The ones where you take orally are meant to help with your digestion as well. Supercharges your stomach. So we'll see how this fucking goes. To be honest with you, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing taking these. But you got to try something. And it's my first dose today. I'm feeling my finger. Is it feeling good? Or is that placebo? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it's still clicking and it's still got tenderness. It's just dragged, this injury. Everything that happens to you after a certain age just fucking drags. But that's enough injuries for me now. So when I was buying that, I also got talked into getting some Tonkat Ali. It's meant to boost your testosterone. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how I ended up with that, to be honest with you. I had no plan of going in there and boosting my testosterone. I just wanted to try these experimental peptides. The behind-the-counter black market experimental peptides. That's what I went in there for. And I came out with some Tongat Ali to boost my testosterone. You should see the shit I'm taking now. It's fucking wild. Glucosamine for my fucking joints. And I think that may be working. You have to take it for 3 months before it starts working. And I'm just about at 3 months. And I did notice today that my fingers, because when I was doing jiu-jitsu, when you're in the gi, which is like the karate uniform that you fucking see, but when you're training in the gi, you get your grips on the gi, like you're holding it with all your fucking might, your whole grip strength, and people grab your wrist and break your grip, and it completely fucks your fingers. You just end up with arthritis. So I needed some glucosamine for that because my fingers were feeling fucked, and they're not feeling too bad. Like, they're still feeling a little achy, but they were way worse about 3 months ago. So I don't know if the glucosamine's working, but I got that. I'm on the creatine. I've got the powder, the protein powder. I've got D2, vitamin D2 and K2. Or is it D3 and K2? I don't know. Whatever. I've got the fish oil. You got to get the fish oil down. It's good for your brain. Like, none of this is making a difference. I can tell you right now, none of this is making a difference. But once you start adding, it's hard to stop. Actually, the protein and the creatine definitely making a difference, because even though I haven't been really at the gym in about 6 months, I haven't lost any of my muscle. And when I went back recently for those 2 weeks, I skipped this week because I actually fucking tore my calf muscle. And then, like, I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. And when your alarm's going off that early, you're looking for any excuses. So I hurt my calf and I just used it as an excuse to eat shit and not train all week. But when I was doing the gym the week before, yeah, the muscle just came straight back because I've been good with the protein and the creatine. What else do I do? Actually, I ran out of methylfolate. I was doing that for a little while. I don't know what that's for, but it seemed to have worked. I take metformin every now and then, every other day. Like, when I'm not training, I take it. Or when I'm eating like some fucking hardcore carbs, I take it. But it's not every day now. I was taking it every day. Now I've backed off a little bit. And now I've just added the peptides and Tongat Ali. That's a lot going on for someone that's not even going to the gym or doing any exercise. That's a lot of supplementation for a lazy cunt on the couch reading books about neoliberalism. That's it. So I'll report back on my findings on the peptides and Tongat Ali, and then we'll reassess in a month's time, yeah? Because if they work, I'll take it again. But $130 a month, that's a fair bit. That's like double an actual gym membership. You can't really be doing that long term, can you? Bitcoin would have to be like 200,000-300,000 if I'm going to continue doing that. Anyway, fucking that'll do it for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you the fuck later.